recording and sharing my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
So we will see a topic. Let me write. Service training day 19. So we will see what is service level management. And inside that, in service level management, we have three types. Those are SLA, OLA, and UC. So we will check. We will see what are these three types. We will see example of only SLA because OLA and UC are same. But I will just show you when we create OLA and when we create SLA. Like what is the difference? Okay. Okay. So today is 20. Yeah. So first, what is service level management, and after that we will see these three topics. And first of all, what is the service level management? So whenever we get any work, like when we get any ticket, incident or any ticket, so we will have some agreement like that, like we will complete this, or we will resolve this ticket within 4 hours, we will resolve this ticket within 8 hours. So that is your service level agreement. Okay. So that service level agreement can be between user and company. Like I am the user and your company IT service desk is a client, right? Like the application owner. So that can be between you, a user, and company owner. That is one type of service level management. And then one more type, like we have two groups, one is software and one is hardware, separate teams. So there can be agreement between these two teams, like whenever they create any ticket and they need support of hardware team, they should resolve this issue within some hour. That is also a different type of service level agreement. And then we have third type, that is company's agreement with your third party vendor, like outside vendor, out of your organization, like who will provide you some laptops, like they will provide laptops on rent, or they will provide some servers or something on rent. So that vendor. So we have this different type of service level agreement. Okay. So are we clear with like what is service level agreement, basic definition, and what is the use of that? Or else I can
Yes,
give
Gautam.
any, yeah, Rohit, Saikiran, Sohel.
Yes, Gautam.
Okay. Okay, so service level agreement is sorry, SLM is clear. So remember, this is separate module. This commanders ITSM, but this is again a separate module inside ITSM, service level management. Okay, they will surely ask you about this question, and this is just admin part. Like admin and developer both will use, but this is so easy that even admin can configure this. Okay. So coming to notepad, so we have said that we will have this three types: SLA, OLA, and UC. So SLA is the basic one. Like SLA means agreement between user, like myself and my company's IT desk. Okay. So whenever I raise any ticket, like my laptop is not working, my internet is not working, and my IT desk should resolve that ticket in their service level agreement time. And that also differs. Like if your incident is of priority 1, they should resolve that within 1 hour. If that priority is 2, then they should resolve in 4 hours. And that requirement will depend on your company's configuration. Like some companies want to resolve P1 in half an hour, some companies want resolve in 4 hours. So all that configuration you can do based on your company's requirement. Okay, we will see this in detail today, but I will cover what is the definition for OLA and what is the purpose. So same like SLA, OLA is also an agreement like some task should be completed within some limit of time, but this will be between two teams. Like example, as I said, software and team hardware. Sorry. Like if you have some ticket which is dependent on hardware, so you will create an incident or some other type, any type of ticket, and you will assign that to hardware team. So they should complete that ticket within some hour of time. So that type of ticket is called as OLA. Like that is agreement between two teams of same organization. Okay. Then we have UC, that is underpinning contract. Full form, underpinning contract. And this is our SLM service level agreement. Okay, this is OLM is actually I don't remember O. I think it is organizational level agreement. I will check that and I will let you know what is the full form of O. Then UC is underpinning contract, and this is between company and third party vendor. Okay, and actually all the same three look same, but just one field is different, and we will see how we will set that one field when we are working in real time. Okay, so clear with this definition, like SLA is between whom and whom, OLA is between whom and whom, and UC is between whom and whom. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, got open. And for freshers, this will be the question, like they will surely ask you difference between all these three types of SLM. And how can you check SLAs in service now? First, let me open an incident which is already existing. Open. So I will show you actually what is SLA. Does this has SLA? Yeah. So you see, whenever I create any ticket, automatically default SLAs are running on the bottom. But not this example because this is having too many SLAs for that, and I will show this one. Okay, this doesn't have. This also doesn't have. Okay, no problem. I will just open this one and let's see. Okay. So whenever I open any ticket, SLAs get attached on the bottom. Okay, and actually here there are three types of SLAs. I will show you why in few minutes. Okay, so first of all, our tickets priority is P1, right? So priority is P1. So one ticket got created. Like whenever a ticket got created, this SLA got started. Okay, and after that we changed our yeah. After that we changed our priority to P3. So this one got created, and after that again we changed our priorities. So again this SLA got created. That is why it is showing three SLAs, but actually in real time there will be only one SLA. Okay, So whenever I create any ticket, as I told you, there will be an SLA. So you can see its definition, like I will show you definition also in few minutes. But priority 1 resolution and 1 hour, they have mentioned as its name. Okay. So it means like whenever any priority 1 ticket is getting created, we should resolve that within 1 hour. And you can see type SLA. As we have seen 3 types: SLA, OLA, and UC. So this is the field. It will show if that is SLA, OLA, or UC. And target. There are 2 types of target. One is response and one is resolution. We will see what is response and resolution in few minutes, like what is the difference. Okay. And we have state, like presently this one is in progress and this 2 got cancelled because we have changed the priority. So those got cancelled and this one got created. And these are the we have of 1 hour, right? We should resolve this within 1 hour, but that did not got resolved. So you can see this one, presently this one. So this is business elapsed percentage, like how much it got elapsed. Actually it should get completed within 1 hour, but it did not got completed. And you can see it has crossed the limit of 5 days 23 hours. So this is the percentage it got elapsed. And we will see more in detail. Yeah, when this SLA got started and when this got ended. So start date, end date. So we will see in details in few minutes. And before going to that, we will see target. What is target and target, response, and resolution. Response, resolution. So while creating SLA, you have to ask your client if they will they have response SLA and resolution SLA both, or else they will have only resolution SLA, and you have to ask them. Okay, so this is one requirement you will need. And what is response SLA and what is resolution SLA? So in simple words, whenever any ticket got created, okay, so by default, it will not have any assigned to group and assigned to person. Okay, here this field, it will not have assignment group and assigned to. So whenever any ticket got created, uh, or else whenever like any ticket, there is some assignment group, but there is no assigned to person. Like for example, it is assigned to networking group, but it is not assigned to any particular person. So within some time there will be an response SLA. We have to assign that to someone, like we have to give response to that ticket. Okay, so that is response SLA. So whenever any ticket got created, we have to assign that to ourselves. It means that we are giving some response to that SLA. Okay, so response SLA will be also depend, like if that is P1, you have to for example, you have to ask give response within 15 minutes. If that is of P2, then you have to give response within 1 hour. That may differs on your company's configuration. Okay, response directly, it means we have to respond to that. Okay, and resolution means it is the time taken by any assigned to person to resolve that particular incident. So this is resolution. Okay, so here if that is P1, then resolution resolve it within 4 hours or else 1 hour. If that is P2, then resolve it within 4 hours. So we are clear, right? If response, if that is P1, we have to respond that within 15 minutes. We have to assign to someone in our group. Okay, so this response SLA will get stopped. Okay, it will show the status as completed, and after that resolution SLA will get start. And from that time it will have 1 hour as a limit, and we have to complete our ticket within 1 hour if that is a priority 1. So clear with this, like what is response and what is resolution? And we will see actually how we can set. But are we good with these terms?
Yes, Gautam.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how. Okay, so before going to SLA, this is how you will see SLA definition. SLA is on the bottom of your page, and it will be under task SLA related list. Okay, on incident, on problem, and on change also you can do this, but there you will not have this by default, and you have to pull this by yourself onto the form. Okay, only after that it will be visible. So how we can configure SLA? So SLA definition, SLA definition. So in service level management, that is our module, inside that SLA definition. So I will pull some of the SLAs which are out of box. Okay, why only this got pulled. So before creating any of our SLS, first let's check this out of box SLS. So you can see we have observed this on our form, right? Incident, priority 1 response 15 minutes, priority 1 resolution 1 hour. So we have seen that on our incident. So let's first explore this, and after that we will create an SLA by ourselves. Okay, so when you click on new, you have to give some name which is like some meaningful and understanding. Here they have given priority 1 response and 15 minutes, means priority 1 ticket, and this is of target response time, and it should get completed within 15 minutes. And type, like it was showing type, right? So we can select any type, if that is SLA, OLA, or underpinning contract. This is the only difference. Like all remaining every field is same, like we configure all OLA, SLA, and underpinning in same way. Just you have to select type from here, and that will be of SLA or OLA or UC. Okay, so easy, right? Everything is same, but for now we will cover only SLA. And a target, response, or resolution. And some companies even add their own target, like they want some new target, so they will add that here. But by default it will be response and resolution. Okay, and on which table you want to apply that. Okay, that is the thing. And this flow we will see in few minutes, like we will see that in few minutes. Okay, then application and duration type, like if that is uh, okay, we will see this in few minutes again. So here is duration is 15 minutes. So this days, hours, minutes, and seconds. So here is 15 minutes. Okay, we have given like it should complete within 15 minutes, or sometimes we will give that in days, like if that is a priority 5, so it should complete within 5 days. Then 5 days of what? User specific duration, or business days, like Monday to Friday, and time also, like 8 to 5, or sometime like if you have something like that, or 3 business days a week, or all these things. Duration type, or sometimes you will have 24/7 also. So if that is of 5 days, it will run for 24/7 till 5 days, and it will show as breach. So this will also depend on your company's configuration. So by for example, there most of the times there will be two types. One is 24/7, it should run 24/7. And one more thing is like it should run only on business days, that is from Monday to Friday. So you have to get this information from your client. And here also again schedule. So schedule SLA definition, they don't have okay, let me. Okay, they don't have anything. Okay. Schedule source, actually they don't have anything. But in this actually we will have same one. Like if that should run 24/7, or that should run only this particular business days. And business days that also like all the business days, or they should exclude some holidays, or they should include holidays. They should include weekends. All those things we can configure from here. I don't know why it is not there, but we will see while developing. So we will have all those options. So by default you can see it is showing like SLA will 24/7 as no schedule is selected. Okay, so it will run 24/7 even on Saturdays and Sundays. But we can configure like 24/7 excluding weekends or including weekends, like we can create those schedules, or business days excluding weekend, excluding holidays, or including holidays, we can create those also. Okay. So clear with this? Okay. Okay. So this is type SLA, target response, and we have given the time. Okay. And then on the bottom, we will have conditions, like when that SLA should get start. Like if it should start on, like whenever any ticket is getting created, or whenever it is in any particular state, you have to get these details also from your client. But in by default SLA definition, we have this condition. So that is, 1 minute. Start condition is active is true, means when that ticket is active, like means it is not cancelled or closed. So it will run only when this is active, and when priority is P1 and assignment group is not empty. When assignment group is not empty, it will get start. So we will create one SLA and we will see if that is matching our start condition or not. Okay. And then we have this field set start to. So created means whenever we create any ticket, it will this SLA will take a start time same as the ticket created time. Okay. And from that time it will check till 15 minutes. If it crosses 15 minutes, it will show as breach, then it will show that in red color. We will see that also in few minutes. And we will see this retrospective start and retrospective pause in few minutes again, after discussing pause, stop, and reset condition. Okay. So we are good with start condition, like when SLA should start. Then we will have condition when SLA should get paused. In present scenario, they don't have any pause condition, but in real time there might be a condition like when state is on hold, it should get paused. So that might be your real time scenario, so you can check all this one also with your client. Okay. And stop condition, when this should get stopped. So whenever state is not new and assigned to is not empty, it means that whenever it is not new and we have assigned ticket to any person, this SLA will get stopped. Okay. Response SLA will get stopped. And we have already seen, like this is the scenario where we are assigning that to some person, it means we are giving response. Okay. And sometimes we will have this reset condition also. Okay. Like when you want to reset your SLA, like if that is in closed state or in pause state, so when you want to reset that, so you can configure that from here. Okay. And reset action, cancel existing task SLA, the same. Okay. And yeah, about this one, like when we hover on that, you can see SLA start time will be retroactive to earlier times, such as task created date. So actually, like when this SLA gets stopped, and when we create an another SLA, like a resolution SLA or any, like we change priority from P1 to P3 and P3 to P1 again. So when what should be the start time? So it means that it when we check this retroactive start, it means that it will take task created date as its start time. It will not take the start time as when it is starting. I will show this in example. uh, so sorry for that. And retrospective pause also is same. And when to cancel condition, when start condition is not meeting, it will cancel that SLA. So we have seen earlier also in our one this incident, it was showing state as cancelled because priority is not one there. And yeah, actually it is not matching this condition, right? That is why it was canceling our SLA. So we will create an SLA now, sorry, an incident now, and we will check if that is working. incident. Okay, so I'm giving some caller able tutor. And okay, and I'm giving some name, and I'm giving some here network. Okay, and I'm saving my ticket. So I'm expect. Okay, sorry, this is of P5, right? P5 SLA will get start. Able tutor something here. And network. So I am saving this ticket, and I'm expecting my SLA, that priority one or response SLA should get start. Okay, because it is matching all the conditions, like our ticket is true and priority one is critical and assignment group is not empty. Okay, so it is matching all the start condition of our response SLA. Sorry, where was that? So active is true, priority is critical, and assignment group is not empty. So it is matching all right. So I'm expecting that to start. Let's see. So you can see it is starting our priority one response SLA, and that is 15 minutes, and that is type of SLA, and it is of response. And we will talk about these two also, like why these are creating. We will check in few minutes. And you can see in progress, it is in state in progress, and business left time is 14 minutes, because it is of 15 minutes, right? So already 2-3 seconds are already covered, so it is showing like we are left only with 14 minutes business left time, and business elapsed time like 2 seconds has been elapsed. Okay, so what is the elapsed percentage? So this is our elapsed percentage, and at what time it got started. So this is the time it got started, and this is the same time on which ticket got created. And this stop time is still empty, because these are in progress. So so what was our stop condition? It is like when we assign ticket to someone, and when state is not new. So I am making this in progress, and I am assigning that ticket to someone. So our SLA, response SLA will get stopped, only response for now. Okay, so you can see priority one response 15 minutes. Now state is completed. Earlier it was in progress, right? So how much time we took to complete this? Business elapsed time is 2%. Sorry, 2 minutes. We took 2 minutes. And what was the time left? It was around 12 minutes. And how much time we took, how much percentage we took to complete that? It is 14 percentage. And here you can see we have stop time also. This is the start time, and this is stop time. Okay, and if this cross 100%, it will show in red color. Okay, and if it crosses 100%, then we will have a flag on a record called as this has breached. Let me pull if that is available. Yeah, this one has breached. So you can see this has breached field. It is showing false, false, false for now. But when it crosses 100%, it will get true. Means it got breached. Okay, and this is the report actually our manager want to see, like what are the incidents and how many got completed within time, and how many got breached. So they will ask us report like where where SLA is false and where SLA is true. True means all those got breached. So that is SLA report. They will see on every weekend or every month. Okay. So clear with what is response SLA? Or any questions?
Yes, Gautam.
Mhm. So similarly, now we will check resolution, P1 resolution SLA. So see, name is whatever you give. It is earlier it was response, now it is resolution. Okay, and flow we will talk in some time. And here also user specific duration, and you can see here they have given 1 hour. It should get completed within 1 hour. And here also no schedule, so it will run 24/7. Okay, and here on the bottom you can see this is the start condition. What is start condition? Like incident should be true and it should be priority 1. So in our incident it is matching this condition, right? That's why this was also getting started. This was also getting started because incident is true and it is priority 1. Okay, so that is the purpose. Okay, and let's see if it has pause condition. So yes, response has pause condition. And when it will get paused, like when incident state is one of on hold. Yeah, when that is on hold, and all on hold reason is awaiting caller. Okay, so it will get pause, uh, or all these conditions must be met. Okay, incident is resolved. I don't know why they are pausing on this condition, but whenever this condition is met, it will pause our incident. So we will check now. So on hold and awaiting caller. So like you are working on any incident and you need some requirement from some other team on some other person. So you will keep your incident on hold, right? So I will do the same on hold. And here on hold reason I'm giving awaiting caller. So when I save this form, the SLA which is in progress will get paused. So let me save. Okay, I have to give something here. So you can see this one got paused. Okay, this one got paused. Please ignore this one for now. We will see one by one. Okay, so you can see pause condition are met. That is why it got paused. And you can see like it is of 1 hour, right? So already like 53 minutes are left, and already it has crossed around 6+ minutes. Okay, already elapsed. And how much percentage it got elapsed? It is of 10%. And you can see still it is not breached because it that haven't reached 100%. So it is still false. Okay, so resolution, now let's see resolution stop condition. Resolution stop condition: when incident state is closed, then our SLA will get stopped. Resolution SLA will get stopped. Okay, so let's do that now. So closed. So I have to give resolution some test here. So now you see our priority 1 resolution ticket got completed. Okay, so this is how we will have SLAs on our ticket. First one is response until we assign that to someone, until we start working on that. So our response SLA will work. And after that, like this will depend on your requirement also. Like sometimes they will first work on first only response will start. Only after assigning that to someone, resolution will get start. That is mostly the practice some companies follow. And some companies start all both at same time, response and resolution at same time. But you can see like we have only 15 minutes for response and we have 1 hour for our resolution. So if you take 15 minutes only for responding, then you will have only 45 minutes for resolving this ticket. Okay. So clear with this, what is response SLA and what is resolution SLA? Okay. Okay, and I will open one more ticket and we will see what is that breach SLA means. So this one is breached, right? This has already, like, here you can see business left percentage, sorry, time is 0 seconds, like it has already crossed the limit, and it has a limit of 1 hour, but it has crossed already 6 days plus, and percentage is around 14,000. So you can see has breached is true here. So it means that it has crossed the limit, and the company will get penalized for that. Okay, clear with this, like what is SLA? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here when you are working on SLA, when you are working on SLA, we have to take all the requirement from client and nothing, like there is no efforts we have to put. Everything client will give us, like if that is SLA type, we have to ask him. If that is target or response, we have to ask him. Then we have to ask him, like what is the duration, like how many, if that is response, then how much time, how, if that is resolution, then how much time. And if your incident has priority 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we will have 5 response SLAs, like priority 1 response, priority 2 response, till priority 5 response. And same resolution also, P1 resolution till P5 resolution. So overall you will have 10 SLAs, 5 for response and 5 for resolution. Okay, so that you have to ask your client, and you have to ask him, like if that is a priority 1 resolution, then what is the time? If that is a priority 2 resolution, then what is the time? And you have to even ask him, like if that is 24/7, or if that is only business days, and if that is business days, and then including holidays or excluding holidays, we have to ask them.